Hey everyone, and welcome in. You know how much I love getting to peek at your to-learn lists, and this time we're diving into a field that's always fascinated me. Desktop publishing. You've got your sights set on a potential career path, huh?
It's a good one.
Smart move, especially with these RoleCatcher guides you send over. They're packed with insights.
Yeah, definitely. And it's more than just arranging text and images.
Okay.
It's about visual communication, taking raw content and weaving it into something that captivates and informs the reader.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just about being a font fanatic
Right.
or a Photoshop whiz. There's more to it than that.
Absolutely. Think of a magazine layout, for example.
Okay.
A skilled desktop publisher understands how the placement of an image, the choice of font, even the use of white space, can dramatically impact how a reader absorbs information. It's about guiding the eye, creating a visual hierarchy that makes the content easily digestible and engaging.
Wow. See, that's fascinating to me how much strategy goes into something we often take for granted.
Precisely. And that's where the technical expertise comes in.
Okay.
Tools like Adobe InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator, these become your instruments.
Right.
InDesign, for instance, is like the architect's blueprint used for laying out pages,
Okay.
while Photoshop is your digital darkroom for image editing.
Okay.
And Illustrator, that's your go-to for creating logos, illustrations, and other vector graphics. Each tool has a specific role in a desktop publisher's arsenal.
So you're not just learning software, you're learning the language of visual communication.
Exactly.
Wow.
And just like any language, fluency requires practice, experimentation, and a deep understanding of the nuances.
Which brings us to something that really surprised me in this RoleCatcher guide.
Okay.
They list reading comprehension as the most important skill for a desktop publisher,
Interesting.
even above software proficiency.
Wow.
Why do you think that is?
Because you can't effectively communicate something you don't fully understand yourself.
Ah.
A good desktop publisher doesn't just make things look pretty, they make them make sense.
So it's about being a storyteller, too.
Yes,
Finding that narrative thread in the content and using design to bring it to life.
precisely. A strong grasp of the text allows a desktop publisher to identify key themes, create a logical flow of information, and choose visuals that truly resonate with the message. They become a translator of sorts, bridging the gap between the written word and visual understanding.
That makes so much sense. You need to understand the message before you can even think about the best way to package it visually.
Right.
Okay, I'm hooked. Now that we're getting into the why behind the work, let's talk about what a typical day looks like for a desktop publisher. The guide hints that it's not all about quiet contemplation and creative flow, right?
You're right. It's definitely not a quiet, predictable 9 to 5.
Right.
A typical day could involve anything from brainstorming design concepts with a team to troubleshooting software glitches under a tight deadline.
Oh, wow. So you need to be able to wear many hats. Designer, collaborator, even a bit of a tech support guru at times.
Exactly. Strong communication skills are vital, especially when working with writers, editors, and clients who may have different visions for a project.
Right.
It's about finding common ground, advocating for your design choices, and ensuring that everyone is on the same page.
It sounds like a constant juggling act. No wonder the guide stresses the importance of adaptability and problem-solving skills. But amidst the deadlines and the demanding clients, what are the aspects of this career that make all the hustle worth it? What's the reward?
Well, for one, there's nothing quite like the feeling of seeing your vision come to life.
Okay.
Holding a beautifully designed magazine in your hands,
Oh, yeah.
or
correct.
witnessing a website you designed go live.
It's that aha moment when everything clicks.
Yes.
And you've taken something from concept to reality.
Exactly. And despite the fast-paced nature, many desktop publishers, particularly freelancers, enjoy a good deal of flexibility in their schedules.
That's a huge plus, especially for those who thrive in a more autonomous environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the potential for high earning potential,
Right.
especially as you gain experience and build a strong portfolio.
Okay, but let's address the elephant in the room. The future of desktop publishing. We're living in a digital world. Print media is shrinking and AI is changing everything. Is this career still viable? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, especially in the context of these RoleCatcher resources you've reviewed. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But honestly, after digging into all of this,
Yeah.
I'm feeling optimistic.
And you should be.
Hmm.
The RoleCatcher materials actually highlight how the industry is evolving rather than disappearing,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
And remember how we talked about visual communication?
Right.
That's not going anywhere.
Right.
If anything, it's becoming more important in our increasingly digital world.
It's like that old saying, content is king, but presentation is queen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And who better to crown the queen than a skilled desktop publisher?
There you go.
The skills learned in this field, typography, layout design, understanding user experience, these are transferable to a multitude of digital platforms.
So instead of laying out a magazine,
Right.
you might be designing a website or creating graphics for social media.
Precisely. And even in the realm of AI,
Yeah.
someone needs to guide the aesthetic choices, ensure visual consistency,
Right.
and ultimately make those algorithms produce designs that resonate with humans.
Yeah, it's not about being replaced by AI. It's about learning to leverage it as another tool in your design toolbox.
Exactly.
That's a relief to hear.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher seems particularly useful when it comes to navigating this evolving job market, right?
Absolutely. Their AI-powered tools can be a game changer for aspiring desktop publishers.
Yeah.
Imagine having an algorithm analyze job descriptions and pinpoint the exact keywords that make your application stand out.
Wow.
Or think about practicing for an interview with a system that's analyzed thousands of questions specific to the desktop publishing field.
Talk about taking the guesswork out of the job search. That level of preparation could be invaluable.
It's about working smarter, not harder. And with RoleCatcher's vast network and resources, you're not just learning about the job market, you're gaining access to a community of like-minded creatives.
Speaking of community, the guide mentioned the importance of showcasing your work and networking. What are some effective ways for aspiring desktop publishers to do this, especially in today's digital age?
Well, building a strong online presence is crucial. Platforms like Behance and Dribbble offer fantastic opportunities to showcase your portfolio and connect with potential clients and employers.
It's like having a digital portfolio that's accessible 24/7.
Exactly.
And what about social media? I imagine that plays a role too.
Absolutely. Platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn can be powerful tools for showcasing your work, networking with other designers, and even attracting new clients. And let's not forget the power of collaboration.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Imagine teaming up with a writer to create a beautifully designed ebook or partnering with a web developer to build an interactive online portfolio.
Okay.
Collaboration not only expands your skill set, but it also exposes you to a wider audience.
It's about building bridges and creating something greater than the sum of its parts. So much of this boils down to being proactive, adaptable, and open to embracing new technologies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are the qualities that will set aspiring desktop publishers apart, regardless of what the future holds.
It's about being more than just a button pusher.
Right.
It's about being a visual communicator, a storyteller, a problem solver.
Yes.
And on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of desktop publishing. We've explored the skills, the challenges, the rewards, and even peeked into the future of this dynamic field.
A good one.
It is a good one. And it's one that I think is going to be around for a long time to come in different iterations.
Yes.
But the heart of it, I think, will remain the same. So thank you so much for lending your expertise to this. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
And for our listeners, remember, whether you're drawn to the precision of typography or the endless possibilities of digital design, the world of desktop publishing is waiting to be explored. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep that design spark alive.